Hey everybody, it's Gus with Egypt Adventures Travel. I'm in downtown Cairo at Tahrir Square, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can take the metro and a microbus to get from downtown Cairo all the way to El Fayoum Oasis, specifically Tunis Village. If you don't already know how to take the metro, you can check out my video on that in the video description below. But let's jump down into the metro station at Sadat in Tahrir Square and get started.
Look for signs for Metro Line 2 El Monib direction. The orange dot on this sign is Tahrir Square Station, Sadat, and then the end of Line 2 is where we're heading to. Hold on to your metro ticket because you need it to get out at the end of the line. I'm in the metro now and going the 9 stops between Sadat and Monib station. It's easy to know when you get to Monib because it's the end of the metro line 2. So when the train stops at its final stop, that's Monib and that's when you'll get out. This is what the exit at El Monib station looks like.
Now I'm outside of the Monib Metro and we're going to walk north this way behind me up to the microbus station. I'm going to show you where that is on Google Maps so you can follow along.
This Google Maps screenshot shows the route you need to take to get from the Monib Metro station to El Mawaf El Gadid, the bus station where you'll get on the microbus to go to Tunis Village. These video clips show a little bit of the route that you'll walk on. Here's a bus station that is earlier on the map. You don't want to stop here. It's not the right spot.
We are still walking to the microbus station. So this microbus station behind us is not the one that we want. Another option is you could take a microbus from Monib and tell them El Mawaf El Gadid, El Mawaf El Gadid, which means the new bus stop, and that will get you there as well, but we just want to walk.
We made it to the bus station. It's not the nicest looking one, but it's going to get us where we need to go. Here's the entrance.
Now we're at El Mawaf El Gadid, the new bus station in Giza, close to the Monib Metro. In total, it took us about 20 minutes to walk here from the Monib Metro, just a straight walk north along the same road that we exited from the metro station. You'll see a bunch of microbuses behind me, and you'll hear drivers shouting out the destinations the microbuses are going to. If you want to go to Fayoum and to Tunis Village, you need to get on the microbus that's going to Ibshawai. So you'll hear them saying, Ibshawai, Ibshawai. That's the microbus that you want to get on. That bus is going to take you toward Fayoum Oasis. We're going to have to get out at a stop there and take one final bus to Tunis Village. A word of caution, you will hear somebody saying Fayoum, Fayoum, but you don't want to get on this bus because this one's going to go toward the city of Fayoum itself, which is a totally different area from Tunis Village where we want to go.
Along the bus route, you'll see various signs for Fayoum, for Tunis Village, or for Ibshawai, and you'll also get to take in a lot of the fun scenery of this drive. Up on the right is Lake Qarun, which is one of the major landmarks that you'll see in the microbus. When you get to Lake Qarun, you'll know that you are almost to the stop you need to get out at in order to transfer microbuses to the second one that will take you to Tunis Village. Let's do a quick recap of how far we've come so far. So here's downtown Cairo, and now we're heading down to Giza, and I'm zooming in on the Monib Metro station. So we took the metro from downtown all the way here to El Monib station. We walked up this road and took the microbus from El Mawaf El Gadid right here, got in that microbus, and started taking it west toward Fayoum Oasis. So I'm just zooming out here to kind of show you. So we headed west to Fayoum Oasis, and here's Lake Qarun. So what you just saw in the video clip before, that big lake on the right-hand side. And the blue dot shows you where we are at right now. So that's where we are. And we're getting close to the spot we need to get out at. That red balloon is where we're going to end up at the end of the destination, or the end of the journey, I should say, Tunis Village.
Now we're at our final transit point in Fayoum. We are close to Lake Qarun, which is over that way, and we're gonna be heading on this road straight ahead to Tunis Village. We just have to take one final microbus to get us from this stopping point to Tunis Village. So after we got on our bus at El Monib bus station, it took us to this stopping point where we got off. That microbus continued onward to Ib Shawai. It turned a left and went more into the heart of the Fayoum Oasis, but we want to keep continuing straight along this road, following Lake Qarun, which is going to bring us to Tunis Village. When we got to Monib bus station, the microbus filled in really quickly and it left before I was able to take a video explaining some tips and tricks for taking the microbus from El Monib bus station to this point right here. So I'm going to go over those now. First, the microbus has to fill in before it leaves. A microbus might have space for 12 people, but until those 12 people are at the bus ready to go, the bus driver will not take off. So you might have to wait up to maybe a half hour or an hour for the bus to fill completely before it leaves. We were lucky, our bus filled in only about 5 minutes after we got there. So tip number one, you might have to wait a long time for the bus to fill. Usually getting there around maybe 9 a.m., 10 a.m. in the morning is a good time where lots of people are traveling and it will fill faster than if you get there, say, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or in the evening. My next tip for the microbus is that you want to try to get the seat you want by sitting in it or by placing your bag to hold the seat. When we got to the bus, it was almost filled, so we had to just take the last 2 seats that were available. But toward the beginning, if you want a particular seat, like you want a window seat so you can rest your head and take a nap, or you want an aisle seat so you can stretch out a little bit more, try putting your bag there and holding your spot right away. Otherwise, you might get stuck sandwiched in between 2 people in a middle seat, like what happened to me on this bus. And my next tip is that you don't pay your bus fare until the end of the bus trip. So when we started getting close to the stopping point, everybody started shuffling around their money and passing it up to the driver. This bus cost 25 Egyptian pounds, or just under $2 US, and we didn't pay that when we got on the bus. We paid that toward the end. So those are a few tips and tricks for when you need to take the microbus. Now we're going to get on our final bus to take us from this point over to Tunis Village.
Here's a panorama of this area that you have to get out at and transfer microbuses. This fruit stand is where you're gonna get out, and then you're gonna need to cross the road, and that red covered truck is what we're gonna get into. So here's a still photo showing that stop and the road back to Cairo.
We walked across the street from the rest stop, which was just right back there, and now we're out this truck that is, I guess, our microbus, so to speak, to take us from this rest stop to Tunis Village. We're waiting on it to fill in with a few more people. It's going to cost 10 pounds, and it's going to take us directly to the entrance to Tunis Village, where we'll have to get out and walk to get inside.
Tell the driver of the covered truck, Quriyat Tunis, and follow along on GPS so you know when to get out.
So there you have it. We are outside the entrance to Tunis Village right behind me. There's multiple ways that you can get inside the village. You just have to cross the road and go inside one of the entrances that you'll see. You'll start noticing signs in English for Tunis Village, and you can also pay attention to your GPS on Google Maps to know when you're getting close. And you can tell the driver of the truck or the microbus or whatever you're in that you're going to Tunis, and they'll also know where to stop. Overall, the journey took us just under 4 hours. We did the metro, a microbus, and then a truck, so to speak. And now here we are at Tunis Village after about 4 hours. So I just showed you how to get from downtown Cairo to Tunis Village in Fayoum Oasis. I hope that you can come visit Tunis Village on your Egypt adventure. I'm Gus with Egypt Adventures Travel. Thanks for watching.
Check us out on Instagram or Facebook at Egypt Adventures Travel, or go to www.egyptadventurestravel.com.